Embark with us on a captivating journey through American history. Today, we'll be venturing across centuries, exploring the key stages that shaped this great nation. From the era of Native Americans, across the revolutionary tides that birthed a new nation, through the tumultuous times of Civil War, and into the transformative 20th century and beyond. Welcome to HGP Wonders, your dedicated channel for exploring the wonders of history, geography, and people. We'll be your guides, taking you on a visually engaging voyage, unearthing the events, the figures, and the moments that have defined American history. We'll journey together, traversing time, uncovering the past, and understanding how it has sculpted the present. So, are you ready for an adventure beyond the confines of time? Ready to step back in time? Let's dive into the early beginnings of America. Long before the arrival of Europeans in the late 15th century, America was a mosaic of vibrant indigenous cultures. From the icy expanses of Alaska down to the tropical jungles of South America, these societies thrived in their unique environments. Their lifestyles varied greatly. The Inuits in Alaska were skillful hunters of seals and whales, adept at surviving the harsh winter climates, while the Mayans of Central America were renowned for their advanced mathematics and celestial knowledge. In the 19th century, we saw the emergence of notable figures like Sacagawea, an essential guide and interpreter for Lewis, and during their 1804-06 expedition. Born a Shoshone woman around 1788, she was captured by an enemy tribe and sold to a French-Canadian trapper who she later married. Her understanding of the terrain and native languages was invaluable in the expedition's success and left an indelible mark on American exploration history. Another significant figure was Chief Sitting Bull, a Hunkpapa Lakota leader born in 1831, known for his fierce resistance against U.S. government policies. In 1876, he famously led his people in the Battle of Little Bighorn, where his forces overwhelmed the U.S. Army, a potent symbol of Native American resistance. The rich tapestry of indigenous cultures, their traditions, the impactful roles of figures like Sacagawea and Chief Sitting Bull have left a profound legacy, deeply ingrained in America's identity. They set the stage for the unfolding of the next chapter in the diverse history of the continent. The 18th century, a period of extraordinary change, laid the groundwork for the birth of a new nation. During this time, around the 1760s, the American Revolution emerged as a rebellious response to British rule. This pivotal period in history was not just a war, it was the crucible in which the United States was forged. George Washington, born in 1732, stood at the forefront of this revolution. Serving as the military leader from 1775 to 1783, he navigated the newly formed nation through the tumultuous years of warfare against its colonizer, Britain. His leadership during the Siege of Yorktown in 1781 was instrumental in securing a decisive marking a turning point in the Revolution. Thomas Jefferson, the eloquent writer born in 1743, was another key figure during this transformative period. His most notable contribution was drafting the United States Declaration of Independence adopted on July 4, 1776. This seminal document declared the 13 American colonies as free and independent states, no longer under British rule. Jefferson's powerful words encapsulated the ideals and principles of freedom and self-rule that the new nation was built upon. Benjamin Franklin, born in 1706, was a man of many roles: a writer, scientist, inventor, and diplomat. His most significant contribution to the American Revolution was his diplomatic acumen. In 1778, Franklin secured a treaty of alliance with France, which provided the colonies with valuable military support in their fight against the British. His understanding of international relations and his diplomatic skills were instrumental in shaping the Revolution's success and the birth of the United States. Together, these three figures helped shape a new nation, setting a course for the next phase of American history. Their contributions laid the foundation of the United States we know today. Their vision and sacrifice continue to be celebrated as the bedrock of this nation's inception. The 19th century, specifically from 1861 to 1865, was an era swathed in conflict and transformation, most prominently marked by the Civil War. The nation was cleaved into two, revolving around the deeply contentious issue of slavery. Tensions were rife as the northern states, known as the Union, stood against the institution of slavery, whereas the southern states, or the Confederacy, vehemently defended it. This tension culminated in the heart-wrenching conflict known as the Civil War. key figures emerged during this tumultuous time, men who would come to define this era. President Abraham Lincoln, a beacon of hope and resilience, led the nation through its darkest hours. His Emancipation Proclamation in 1862 was a definitive stance against slavery, asserting the freedom of enslaved people in the Confederate States. His leadership was instrumental in steering the Union towards victory. Another pivotal figure was General Ulysses S. Grant. Despite initial setbacks, his strategic prowess in battles such as Vicksburg and Chattanooga helped turn the tide of the war in favor of the Union. His appointment as the commander of all Union armies in 1864 marked a significant turning point in the war. This period of strife and reconciliation profoundly redefined the nation's path. The end of the Civil War in 1865 and the subsequent ratification of the 13th Amendment brought an end to slavery. This era of turmoil and transformation set the stage for the modern era, and the nation embarked on a path towards equality and freedom. As the calendar rolled over to the 20th century, America found itself at the heart of seminal global events, actively shaping the world's trajectory. The opening chapter of this dynamic era began with America asserting its emerging role on the world stage. In the first few decades, the country was catapulted into the international spotlight, with its involvement in the First World War in 1917, a pivotal event that signaled America's commitment to global peace and democracy. The second act of the century was marked by even more profound changes and upheavals. The World War II, beginning in 1939, witnessed America's enormous military and economic contribution to the Allies' victory in 1945, further cementing its superpower status. The pulse of the nation quickened again in the 1960s, during the Civil Rights Movement. This pivotal era was led by figures like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech in 1963, and the Kennedy brothers John and Robert, who championed civil rights and social justice throughout their political careers. The final part of the 20th century, the 1980s into the 90s, witnessed a technological revolution unlike any other. The baton of change was now in the hands of innovators like Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple Inc. In 1984, Apple launched the Macintosh, the first mass-market personal computer featuring an integral graphical user interface and mouse, transforming the way we work, play, and communicate. All these defining moments, battles, victories, and revolutions of the 20th century have shaped the America we know, an ever-evolving nation that continues to influence global trends and events. Built on a rich historical tapestry, America continues to write its story into the 21st century, navigating challenges like climate change and the relentless pursuit of equality and justice. From the early beginnings of 10,000 BC, the indigenous cultures of the Native Americans flourished across the land that we now know as America, shaping a rich tapestry of traditions and tales. Fast forward to 1776, when the audacious vision of the Founding Fathers, including George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Benjamin Franklin, sparked the American Revolution, a tumultuous period that led to the of our nation. This era was followed by the strife and reformation of the Civil War era, a time of division and reconstruction, from 1861 to 1865. As we entered the 20th century, an explosion of innovation and ideas propelled America into a new age of vibrant dynamism. From the roaring 20s to the technological revolution at the turn of the 21st century. This has been a captivating journey through time, but there's so much more to uncover, with countless stories, eras, and people who've shaped the course of this great nation. Tune into HGP Wonders as we continue to explore the wonders of history, geography, and people. Don't forget to subscribe, share your thoughts, and leave a comment. We're excited to embark on this historical journey with you.